Nandi ibotuyo ratumandika na manjau. Nandi kuthija ng'ombe inya. Na bagwa impara iteru musere nusu. Iko na nini? Ero wonge ndumya gintu ndimoyo. Nkenda kudari maundi moyo. Tisa sawa? Kwa wero wonge manto ya menya dai no tukare nyama. Lakini kureta mutuiri ya turumwa. Nandi kaba kurumia mtu ambio. Akarere wena maigo. Tekwenya kwithiurukia na saseni bange guturia na weta gwata na twathoma ugo twathoma na ugo jomburia weta gwata wana wina ngare mbura kwe jomburia weta gwata na tori klasi na kimu ndani uko ande eu no aturia weta nini wasense tesa sawa kwa wero uonge ndomyandi na ombere kwa gakigetaja teweja kuga mwekuru abui teweja kuga bara twari na bona au boeta bukauga imbugere mandu yau ende tutere tukakuringana na ora wona bethi uruka njera nawe.
Colleta Wanja Magiri was born on 1st January 1934 in Mujo village, Munganje location, Immense Central Sub-County, Meru County. She was the second born of the late Leon Toraiji Motangana, stepdaughter to the late Rebecca Achaba and Jacinta Ndingi. Stepsister to Achiri, Marietta Daniel, Njoga, Angelina, Liti Ngentu, Ndaka and Mutuki. Education. Colleta started her education at Mojo Primary School, where she sat a common entrance examination and proceeded to Eulogy Intermediate School until 1947. She was trained by Consolata Sisters as a community health worker, specialized in midwifery, nutrition, community health. She was an ardent education champion. She actually taught maendeleo wanawake at Eulogy, Dhura, and Kabune. Work. Colleta practiced her skills in community health work and trained many women on general science. She practiced small-scale farming throughout her life, subsistence farming. Marriage. Colleta met her future husband, Amendeo Magiri, a Kenya African Rifles soldier who had just completed his assignment in Burma at Mojo Catholic Church in 1948. They eventually tied the knot in a church wedding in 1950 at the same church, presided over by Father Johan Charo. Family. Colleta and the late husband Amendeo were blessed with 10 children, 7 sons, and 3 daughters as follows. Immaculate Gacheri, the late Salesio Vitonga, Francis Mweti, Festus Moredi, Julius Bude, Stanley Burugo, Edward Mwirigi, Nansirendia Kinanu, Rosalyn Chekei, and Emmanuel Mochoi. They are from same mother and same father. She was mother-in-law to Gebinji, late Kanywa, Gitonga, Tabitha Ruinya Mwiti, Angrikora Momo Bundi. Angrikora is a Latin word meaning farmer. Angrikora Momo Bundi, Sara Kanywa, Liz Wanjiru, Joy Boya, Mwirigi, Mutemi, and Muriungi. Colleta's namesakes include Kaime, Kadambi, Kellen, Kagendo, Kanja, Kaki, Mwendwa, Kawira, Mkatha, Wanja, Karuitha, Makena, Muthoni, and Kanana without any order. She was grandmother to the 6 grandchildren, great-grandchildren 25, and great-great-grandchildren. Great-great-grandmother to 1. Hey, am I reading correctly? Okay. Community service. Colleta was a community leader, having chaired several women groups, such as USA, Chwa, that is a Catholic Women Association, and being a member of Nkobo Parish Council for many years. And she was actually the vice parish chairlady for many years. She was the vice of the, I believe she is late now, Magdalene. She was a community health worker and a trained traditional, though practiced in modern way, traditional birth attendance, nutrition and hygiene. She was a pillar of maternal and child health in community. Sickness. Colleta led and general health life until 2019, when she started having minor health issues, which progressed to major ailments requiring a frequent hospitalization. On 23rd January, that's of course to cut the long story short, on 23rd January 2022, her condition suddenly deteriorated and she was rushed to Consolata Hospital Nkobo, where she passed on while undergoing treatment. Mom, we loved you, but God loved you more. May you dance with angels in heaven till we meet again, since you are also one with them.
Thank you very much. My mom's tribute cannot be put on a piece of paper. It is a long, long story. It's a colorful story that we could not construct and put it here and tell it the way it should be told. But yes, I'll try and summarize what has been put on a piece of paper. I just shed some light on what we feel about our late mother, who we are very, very proud of for who she was and who she has made us to be. So I start by saying, dear Mom, we know you are not gone, though you are not with us anymore. In our hearts, you will live forever. We can cry, but we won't. We will smile because you lived with us. You are a foundation of strength on which we stand, ever stronger because you lived with us. We shall face the future and stride with confidence. You built us on a foundation of hope and resilience when you lived with us. Mom, we fondly recall the stories, the laughter and the excitement they elicited, the true stories of your childhood, like how you and your sister, Auntie Letty, left Eulogy school at night and walked all the way home, only to be returned by your father. Suddenly you got home. This was a story where the children had disappeared from school because they didn't want to eat maragwe, which was infested with weevils. And you know those days nobody could take food infested with weevils. But in school, it happened and the entire school left at night. So my mother and her sister, Auntie Letty, left and went home. And then it's like 30 kilometers or 40 kilometers, I don't know how far it is, it's quite far. And because their father was a teacher, he asked them, Marosia Bokinya, they said to choke nini. There was another story that she told us about how Mutanganga used, the lion, the father, used to shout at a lion that wanted to attack them. And he thought the lion could only understand Kiswahili. So, anaambia Simba, kwenda Simba, ukija kwangu utanyongwa. And it worked. Luckily, it worked. So we remember how my mother told us about how she was a champion runner. Never mind she has been lying on bed. She was the fastest sprinter in this region. And she told us a story about how her team was left behind, like almost what she thought would be like 50 meters back away while doing 400 meters. And then she remembers how she took the baton and took off in lightning speed. And she anchored that relay to victory. And she was given a sweet for that. I remember she also said that she thinks her 100 meters record might still be unbroken in Meru. And unfortunately, we have not yet confirmed. We could have told you if it is true. But I suspect it's still unbroken. We remember many more stories and the African folk tales like Mukenye na Mbiti. Mbiti, Yambure Matanta Tanta, Mukenye na Wambiti, and the reign of Matanta Tanta, and the story of Moran Nijo Baidianga, and then Kongoro na Mwario Rambu, na Kimba Munti. You know, she used to tell us many stories, which made us really creative also. And which made us very happy people. Ukikaa na sisi, akarana hatu wana atora taba werite mono. I foundation yekirwe. Tuwe tuwe anabakugwerwa. So achiali bukamenya ora buweka ana benu kenda ora bagakora bakari. So we had these stories, and our mother was a no-nonsense disciplinarian. You never compromised on Meia, Mom. And we received a fair share of punishment for deviating. Your firmness made us real men, because that's who we are today. We are proud of you, our mom and our teacher. Mom, you know sometimes you thought you wanted to kill us, especially when the mayor bordered on sinning against God. And then the disciplining would be of equal measure. And then you would bite our shoulders and our ears. Actually, she used to eat our shoulders and ears. Like she wanted to uproot them. Anyway, what else could one do when bringing up 7 boys and 3 girls? I never joke, some of these guys are not nice. Maybe I'm one of those ones. Thank you, Mom. It finally paid off. Here we are. Religion was your guiding light. You said God was your personal friend. Mom, you know, long ago we thought Mary, mother of Jesus, was your sister or cousin. You talked to her the same way you talked to Auntie Letty. Mom used to talk to Mary, mother of God, and you think she's talking to somebody she can see. We prayed and prayed and prayed again and again, and recited the rosary many, many times. We remember the Mwekuru Rodario nickname. She was nicknamed Mwekuru Rodario because she used to go carrying the rosary and praying, and she never put it down until she departed. You taught us what prayers meant in our lives. Thank you, Mom. You taught us the litany of saints, and we recited again and again and again, and many other times, thinking you knew the saints personally. And maybe you did, especially St. Anthony, who featured prominently. We would always hear of Modure Antoni. So I need to know what Modure Antoni did. We never realized walking distances like 42 kilometers from here to Njodhine, as we recited the rosary and sang Gloria all the way. Prayers made walking to Charia, Igane, to the Shambas look like child play, because we would pray and pray and pray and walk and sing, and before we realize we are already there. We could have put today's so-called prayer soldiers to shame. I tell you, we could, and we need to go back there. Thanks, Mom, for showing us the church. It is the basis of our strength and our values. Thanks for your nutrition education. Balanced diet was a must for us, never mind the sauce. You taught us food categories in Kimeru, Wakamweri for proteins, Murutera for carbohydrates, and Kurigere Merimo for vitamins. Do you people know that? Do you even know what Murutera means? It was an abomination to eat an unbalanced diet. Hence, you would cook all manner of foods that others dreaded. We remember eating roguro. You know roguro? Arrowroot leaves. Madongo. Managu these days. Si tulianza kula kitambo. Sio vile mumeanza. Mnajua kitu inaitwa madhorokwe? Madhorokwe si madhoroko. Madhorokwe ya mwito. Kwa raja wijoto alija. You fried makuno mushrooms from dry, wet buds of trees. And for us, when others thought they were not edible, you said you didn't want your children to have menivi. We don't know yet what exactly that meant, but we trusted your words and we ate them anyway. Mom, the mentor, the counselor, you are always there for young families and newlyweds. You take them step by step and teach them till they learn. You championed the value of the family as a basis of society and church progress. Education was synonymous with a bright tomorrow, and truly, it was. We thank you for we never missed a chance to excel. Thanks, Mom, for pushing us hard. You built the right attitude. We appreciate you, Mom. It's a bit long, you'll excuse me. Hygiene meant life and happiness to you, Mom. You told us even God loves clean people. I think it's true. We remember how our compound was divided into sections, and each of us was allocated their parts. Or unto you if you didn't clean your parts. Mom, you taught us how human parasites and what risk about human parasites and what risk they ran on us. We thank you because we never developed in Chembe due to Jiga infestations. We never developed Menivi because you lived with us, Mom. Now you know why we are celebrating you instead of crying. You are not just a mother, but a champion of human dignity. You are our heroine, a fighter, and a sure winner. You are an angel. Go on, Mom, and dance with the others. Mom, you genuinely loved us and never hid it. And we equally loved you back, dear Mom. You proudly talked about your sons that shine like the horns of a buffalo. I don't know if they shine, but our mom thought we shone. And she always said it. Auga ndakachi yakwa ikarija ngoji chambogo. Auga uidongi ya nyama. Ipo kuona tudongi? Bas, na ndema mio na tudongi 100 times. Ngorokia upo kuona. You always blessed us. You blessed all your children and you blessed our children. The blessing statement you told us, meaning you will stand out like Mount Kenya, was a soothing statement to our hearts. We believed you, we still do. We still hold on to Kudhunguka part, that part particularly of Kudhunguka. We want that one. And we keep working hard every day to make it real. Mami, as you always said, every day, my book of heaven is full of bright ticks. The ticks are indeed uncountable, our champion mom. Mom, we know what you want us to do. You want us to stand strong, be happy, sing, dance, and celebrate your life that you lived to the fullest. Mom, we loved you very much, but your friend God, she always said God was her friend, loved you most. And he has prepared a better place for you, Mom. We know you're already in heaven. Please greet Mama Mary for us and tell her to watch over us on your behalf. We will not drop the rosary. Indeed, your book of heaven is filled with ticks. We'll forever cherish the lessons you taught us. Amen. Your loving sons.
Asante. Kuringanigire ni pita forward.
God is good and all the time. Thank you very much. We shall present our tribute as the daughters of this family. In all honesty, there is inadequate diction to describe the life of our mother and whom she was to us. Mom was loving, compassionate, strong, hilarious, and a staunch Catholic faithful. Looking back, we cannot only appreciate how present she was in our lives, but also be grateful for the extent she would go to make sure that our basic needs were met. We drew unparalleled inspiration from our mother through her kind words and bold actions. Mother would trek all the way to Haiti and spend days there toiling so that we not go bed on unfed. She had mastered the art of making ushuru wagukia, which she would fill the guans to sustain us while she was out in the fields farming. If this, coupled with her raising of 10 children and serving at the church, doesn't demonstrate how industrious and tenacious she was, we don't know what will. Mother made sure that we had a good education and did our best to see us through the system. Upon becoming adults, our presence and support was seen and felt even more. A time came when we had to further our education, and we couldn't leave our kids in safer hands than those of our mother. A mandate she dispensed dutifully and with love until we attained the highest we could. This is a narration that is relatable to many of my siblings who have had the honor to count on our mother's love and care, even in their adult lives. Mother, we wish you would still be here with us, but we comforted in knowing that you are dancing in heaven with the angels. We thank God for the time He allowed us to have and enjoy you as our mom. In another lifetime, we will still choose to be your children. Go well, Mommy.
Asante sana. Pali ni mwepe. Muka ni security wao lakini na biko ya the road. Hakuna kazi. Yes, mejere.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mugeni. Great. My name is Lona Kawira Wagundi. I'm representing the grandchildren. We are around 37 in number, so hatungeweza wote kuja hapa. And it is very difficult for me to do this, so bear with me. Dearest Nta, we have many wonderful memories of you. We have literally grown up as you watch. For some of us, you played the role of a father and mother in our early age. Monene and Helen specifically remember our grandmother for this. How do we forget those days when you would boil sweet potatoes and ripen avocados for us? How do we forget your voice when we called Nta and you'd answer, wo? And now I want to give you an assignment. Because we are honoring our grandmother, I'm shaking. Someone, please. Because our grandmother, ungemuita angekuitika wo. Nikisema Nta, nyi wote mnajibu wo. Sawa? Haya, Nta. Wo. Nta. Wo. Nta. Wo. Thank you. Haya, and from wherever you would be, you would answer. Nta, you are a gem, a sweetheart to all of us. The one Christmas you prepared us chapati and cabbage, we will always remember. I'm sure wengi wenu hapa wajui chapo inakuliangwa na cabbage. Kweli? Mnajua hiyo? Chapo ni chapo dondo, chapo dengu, chapo nyama, chapo kuku. Kweli? So leo mkienda, if you're a wife, you're a partner, if you're a husband, if you're wherever you are, hata a priest, mkienda mseme mtengenezewe chapo cabbage, and to make it sweeter, hiyo cabbage yekwe maji. Sawa sawa? Haya. Kwa na supu. We agree that we discovered that the combination is a delicacy. We remember how some of us would borrow your handkerchiefs every morning on our way to school, and that you gave with love. Despite them sometimes having a little tobacco, you would carefully fold them for us. So now, here's a backstory of this statement. Gaki and I, Nkiro and Willie, we were closer to her during our school days. So coincidentally, si wote tunatokea na huku chini, na kwake sini hapa. So tukitoka hivi, unakumbuka mimi nikifika shule, Mrs. Ndego atanichapa kwa sina kitambaa. Unakuja unaambia Nta mpaka you'd call Nta mpaka tamba. So and Gaki remembers hizi vitambaa sisi alikuwa ananunua, alikuwa anaokota kwa barabara. Anakuja anafua. Alafu anakuja ukimwambia Nta mpaka tamba anakutolea. So sometimes alikuwa anasema gatamba kake namba ke ende kwa konja ni ojo mwalimu atemenya no geta ko mirabanyo bakiona. So we really remember for that. Unfortunately, we don't have any kitamba from those days, but we remember whatever she did because alikuwa anatupea with a lot of love, and love is everything. True? Yes. Your house was a home to all of us. We sought refuge whenever other places were unfriendly. Kagendo alisema mama yake alikuwa anamtandika sababu ya kususu kwa kitanda. Kususu ni kukojoa kwa kitanda. So Kagendo alikuwa anakimbia kwa Nta. Kwa kina Kagendo ni hapa. So mama yake akimchapa anatorokea kwa Nta. Mimi nikitandikwa na mama yangu huko anakimbia wapi? Alafu alikuwa anakurudisha na muuliza imbio kumuragera kwa. So that was Nta. We sought refuge whenever other places were unfriendly. You set the foundation of our faith from an early start. We vividly remember how we'd walk all the way to Charia, praying the rosary. How about the evenings you'd gather us in your house to recite the rosary? You taught us well, Grandma, and this we will never forget. We have seen you clean and iron church altar clothes, and you'd send Gaki and Lona. Gaki and Lona is Sisi Wawili. Every Sunday morning to take them to church with a special assignment of collecting beautiful flowers for the altar. You are a great mentor and always wished us well. Many times you told us, Ora gongo kajakere maara, and this blessing we believe will follow us every day. We will always do our best since you showed us the way. The biggest lesson we will hold on to is hard work and prayer. You always showed up for us. Lynette says, thank you for the warm cup of milk you always gave him. And Lynette is this young man here. So we all saw your effort, Jojo. Asante. You loved our children. We saw it. We felt it. Thank you, Grandma. And for me specifically, my adulthood memory of you would be when I came home with my baby. My baby is huyu mwenye alikuwa hapa. You asked, Iketo, before I could answer, akaniambia ikadhongi. So I will never forget that. You are now free from pain and worldly care, for Jesus has healed you permanently. Our tears flow freely because our hearts are broken beyond words. Today you are not in our sight, but in our hearts you will remain forever. Until it's dawn, lala salama. We will miss you, Ntaa. Rest well, Ntaa. Rest well, Mudhoni Okwa. Rest well, Nyanya. Rest well, Jojo. Rest well, Mwariorione. There's some more, I'll read now. I won't explain anything, I'll just read. So, this is Linux. He says, Grandma was a real gem to me. As a kid, I couldn't wait for the holidays, during which I would pay her a visit. My stays at her home were filled with nothing but fun, love and warmth. I remember with nostalgia how I would wake up to a specially made glass of hot milk. She would add a spoonful of sugar to make the milk more palatable for me. She would send me to her backyard to find and collect avocados and other fruits that mostly fell off during the nights. Ntaa always did my laundry as I went ahead to gather kindling material for use in the kitchen. In the evenings, we would say the rosary before retiring to bed. That was a constant. We will miss you, Grandma, forever in our hearts. Willie says, Nyanya, I vividly remember each and every moment we shared as if it was yesterday. You are the best ever sweetheart I ever met in my life. Back in the days while I was in primary school, I could get from school earlier so that I could pick milk for you to prevent you from going to the place in the evening. And you always said to me, Orodongo kajakere mara. You always wished well for us all, a great mentor to always emulate. I promise to always give you the best in life, since you've shown us the steps. We thank God for the gift He gave us. Today you are not in our sight, but in our hearts you will remain forever. Until it's dawn, lala salama, nyanya. That is Willie. We have a great-grandchild, is Motu. You may have passed on, Ntaa, but your memories will always live with me. Thank you for the sacrifices. I remember time nilikuwa nakuja kwa shamba. We would always share meals together, and at times you went helping me kwa shamba. You're the best great-grandma. It's the best feeling that I had a chance to meet and be inspired by you, Ntaa. You shall forever live in my heart. This is Motuma. The last one. I can't forget my sweet Ntaa. The name Ntaa came from me, calling her Ntaa Tamutamu. I remember running to her for rescue, crying when my mom tried to punish me for bedwetting. I can't forget going for Kerera at Nyeri and telling me, Kadungu Kajakiri Mara. My sweet grandma, I live to remember you, Kagendo. Eternal peace grant unto her, O Lord. Thank you.
Bali nipita tafadhali. Bali nipita tafadhali. Yes. Okali Antone Grubanje.
Tumsifu Yesu Kristo. Yesu Kristo nathanage. Aya nkathoma tributes ciakwa na kirungamira ekuru bata na barabara kuguri ndene njeje. Mommy, you are my great friend and my family life teacher. I have not yet believed that you are gone from my sight, though not from my heart. When I came back and was welcomed by a crowd of silence in the compound, found your bedroom empty, and was greeted by empty stairs, I convinced myself that it is well, Mom. Thank you for waiting for us last week, allowing us spend good time with you, and on Sunday, we bid you goodbye as we left for Rongai. But before we arrived, God and promoted you to His glory, freeing you from the pain, Mommy. I have walked with you, Mom, the tough journey. I witnessed you are a little fighter. You are my Elohim. You are my mother in love. I have a fond memories of your dear mom. You are my marriage advisor. You told me that a married woman is a bridge that all kinds of things pass through. Akaraga kambira atiri, Mami, mwekoro uri na njewe. Ija indarasha, ya gukoro kairwa igento kionde. Ona ngare magoro 24. Ona baisikiri na wiribaro. Bionde bikoro kaira ke mwekoro. Ona mto munoruno mocheke na kionje. Bakoro kaira ndarasheni. Ambira karaja andarasha. I respect you, Mom. You told me how a married woman receives doses of challenge like rokere, ralita nogoro. Yan morning, afternoon, and evening, and I'm still digesting these ones until this day. Kupe, you knew better. Thanks for believing me in advance. Recently reminded me that this came when I came back here and our strength all health yake ilikuwa imeanza. Na sasa bila nilikuwa nikifika hapa ananiaga anasema Mami okweja, and that time she could not do that. She told me, Mami, utemushauriro joteja gakiraga. I remember that. Mami, I'll never forget how you used to take Leta Kukarweda clinic. On your way, you cracked jokes, told me lots of stories, and introduced me to your many friends who we met on the way. You were a true mtowantu. Your kitchen was home to her. Everyone in the homestead came for warm water and to taste your delicacies. You taught me how to iron trousers for Edu as you ironed church altar tablecloth for Kairebi Church. Thanks for meals you prepared and advised me to put green, dorogotere, and even madongu in every meal. You taught me how to iron our sorry, and as you did this, you sneaked a clever reminder that you needed to finalize our matrimonial with Edu. Thanks your pressure and prayers yielded results. Akarembera, itora kona bujuri kanyisenere. Ni nyanga yakanjukia leo ndera mwathani bwega na ninda akira kuthithia muranu ajokua ibwega no tungai na mutetheria ara witness muranu wetu. Many other times you gathered us to recite the rosary and say prayers on our arrival and before leaving home. We still keep the beautiful tradition. Mama, I'll miss your prayers, songs, jokes, care and tender love. I thank God you blessed me. You lived to your claim. You lived to claim that. Hallelujah. And indeed, that's who you are, Mommy. Rest in peace, Mommy, until we meet again. Joy Mwirigi.
Aya, ingere nito kwenye pe. Nani kumweza? Tako yukiantupa baili na bongo karunga mowa. Family representative Gikunda. Atiakui. Gikunda 1 minute 49 seconds.
Ibuega Kristo. Kali utiro jitora ya buru. Ibuega Kristo. Oni mantu ya jagwa yonde mantu manene monona tumenyo chokera. Briefly. No kwe kabisa anka buira Colleta ali mwaroshia na no mwageta mwaroshia ndaromba akinyano atwerenchanire kiri Mulungu meya jara tutirikana tutumbulite tulekero no tutikwenda gwetu kuriganirwe na jara na yo tutigina yo no tukona ntu ibagwita tukombole twinde tukwerano na ukiona kwa mchezo lakini ukayaya ukaigura kwagwa nyo ukaimuye ruju tiya kairi oni Colleta arambita kana yetu kalendete muno kana ikumini tutigene na mianga mbuga za tediri oni last mboni ki familia mutanganga kingino Colleta na Colleta ajiale 47 tama yanke wano utakukunja kwa kana kawe beta kana yetu kana kawe karaga kuru mbere yake andu bene ile na ndi donje na ndi one tena mwene ongi nani ntura kairi nonto wakubwa irira na kurekebisha tomanto dunia ni mantu na kurekebisha tomanto na ntura kairi na inyalira ntekinyete dimo chako na choto tekiye na babega muno tugetikia go karaka bagayitaniria okemenya inya bongo tukuchawe gakinya ubigwa nande tukalena dire na turomba na ire na ura bora ndingara dimo Colleta moyo bugolwa dimo akono ira dira buina gonto gato kwere ka ukambita na inyalira bukobe ka bukambita nonto binanda muno ura wo ni ankabuya na mrombere Mulungu kuepuka lewa gamono na twara na irie nonto kurubura muntu obona na ekuru benu nabo ngwe bakomenya Kimiru uraigwa kutumanto ate kumenya to ekuru na ate kumenya ekuru bana ekuru kwale ale oronga maone kane akamwita inya wa nyina ai kumala kikunda kwano andi mantu yangi yonde ya kwita bwega na barabonde na bonto atuli ni kuona ibwendete njeje na kuromba bwendere kwenda no ngwe Colleta te kudira rwendo rwa twire njeje onto nduguru te kudira rojo na bakeja benye ibe wangi tutio bara tutiene na bakona bo bere nya bongo bendere kwenda na ono ya makwini yangu ibwega muno na kyatho gikugwa anga yabo dali merito ni Yesu Kristo
Makofi tafadhali. Oje biro kalia nyanda kai kidogo. Fred asore baba ike buru. Baba gani tu asore bale diaspora. Baba ke bale within Meru County. Ani Kimali Julius Bai Amodi. Tafadhali ubali ke biro. Please.
Asante sana Master of Ceremony, familia ya Colleta, wafathers here, wageni wote na marafiki wote, Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Amen. Kwa majina naitwa Julius Kimathi ya Munde, naongea kwa niaba ya marafiki wote, na nadhani kila mtu hapa ni rafiki, si kweli? So I'm talking on your behalf and very precise. Kwanza hebu niseme mambo ya Colleta. Colleta kweli vile mmesikia kutokana na mazungumzo na hata vile wamesoma tributes, huyu ni Isalinda. She is everything. In fact, she is even better than all of us. I cannot even see anybody here who can outsmart the administration and the doings of this great Linda here. Pigeni makofi tafadhali. Leo alikuwa na upendo. Sasa mimi kwa niaba ya marafiki wote, kwa familia, mkae kwa amani, mpendane kwa sababu your mother taught you love is the greatest thing. Na aliwafunza hata kukaa mkoa mnacheka. And I've seen even what you are, in fact, you know I'll be there. Everybody is around. Kila mtu na mbona amekuja uso wako sawa. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Kwa niaba ya marafiki, unajua nimeongea kwa niaba ya marafiki. Tumetoka mbali na hawa. Unajua kama marafiki tumetoka mbali na nyinyi. Specifically for me, nimetoka mbali na hawa wengine hapa. Na tuko mbali. Na tunaenda mbali. So what I'm telling them in simple. Karibu daktari. Karibu sana daktari, mpigeni makofi tafadhali. Karibu sana. I think now you can pay attention. Unajua wakati mheshimiwa amekuja na daktari, watu wamechanganyikiwa kidogo. Sasa mimi wako niangalieni tafadhali. Naongea so come to my attention now so that I finish. Inajua naongea kwa niaba yenu marafiki wote. Na hata mheshimiwa ni rafiki wa familia. Na hata daktari ni rafiki wa familia. What I can assure you, the entire family without mentioning names, is that as true friends, we are going to walk with you. Vile tu tulikuwa. Wengi tumetoka mbali, wengi hapa. Wengi. Naona bundi anacheka. Wengi tumetoka mbali. Wengi tumetoka mbali. Na tuko mbali. Na tunaenda mbali. So let me assure you, we will stand with you, friends. Na tuko pamoja. Hata Edward unajua kuna wakati alitafuta kula samani kidogo akiwa kijana. Hata juzi alikuwa anataka kushikia appetite ya kula. Mimi nikamuita nikamwambia wachana na hiyo bwana. Wacha hiyo appetite. And I think you had. Did you hear that? Ananifanyia hapana. Nilimwambia aache hiyo. Aache mimi na Kirima tungangane. Si ni kweli? Nilikwambia aache hiyo, atuachie mimi na Kirima tungangane. Sasa naona na shiki. Lakini wewe tarudi kwake. Hebu tumalize kusindikiza mama kidogo aende vizuri because you are my brother Taacho. Kwa hivyo on behalf of the friends, thank you very much. We really appreciate you. We thank you. Na naambia familia kwamba as friends na hata Major General kwa sababu namuona hapa. Hii familia tutasonga mbele na wao. Na let me tell you on behalf of the friends, you are okay. Tell them they are okay. They are okay kwa sababu we have seen a lot of unity in you. We have seen a lot of love in you. Na tumeona vile hata vile ile kila kitu vile imeenda hapa. We are really appreciate. I did not come alone. I also came with my wife and other family members. Mama Kendi akawaambia simame tu. Sikuja peke yangu au bwana ako nyuma zaidi. Mpigeni makofi tafadhali. Asante sana. So, thank you very much for the interest of time. Katuatende kwa asanteni sana for standing with us and all the friends who are here. Fathers from Nairobi. I think I will get other time to say or I finish mine. Yangu nimalize. You know, I have so many kofia. Kofia ingine ni ya kanisa. You know, I'm the chairman of Colleta Catholic, chairman of this parish, where Bundi is also my chairman. And I'm telling you, as a chairman, these people are very active. Wamesimamia kanisa vile walifunza na mama yao. Wapigeni makofi tafadhali. Kwa hivyo, kama wewe you are not in the church, kama wewe uko kwa kanisa, then umepotea. Ambia mwenzako kuwa kwa kanisa. Yeah, because utenangi umba with roli na nduba ngwere kuma all of them. Kinaba gendera ye mono lakini ngaji ya kubachuguza. We want the your brothers we all ere marafiki uko mono the other day when was here. Kijana ngaji ya chuguza mbonedra ishabiki full time. Kila def shabiki full time basi tutampatisha kwa jina la Baba. So wa kanisa they are okay. We thank you for the support you are giving. My chairman Bwana Bundi, asanti. Muendelee kushikilia kanisa hivyo hivyo na najua mtaenda mbali. Na mapadri wao wamekuja wote kutoka Nairobi na any other place, you are most welcome. You are in a good place, a nice parish. Father, ukimaliza ibada, ukimalizana na kila kitu, wapitie kwako. Wapige 1 2 3 4 5. Si kweli? Kwa sababu you are in a good parish. Mungu awabariki. Asanteni on behalf of the friends for making the ceremony very colorful. Utumba witoromisha ni abatire bainje hiyo uite chamalero. Amen. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Bwana Yesu asifiwe tena. Nafikiri mko na bahati, mimi si mwanasiasa, kwa hivyo mimi si kama Bwana Kimathi kama my senior colleague has arrived. Mimi naongea kwa niaba ya yule msikia watu wa diaspora. Wakati watu waliambiwa wasimame hapa na Bwana MC, niliona familia zingine zilikuja na mapadri wao, wengine wakuja na masista wao. Hata sisi Meru tulikuja na padri wetu. In fact I was afraid daktari ungefika. Kuja pande hiyo wave ndio waone hatukuharibika sana zote. Some of us waliokoka. Mungu alisaidia sisi tukapata daktari. That is Dr. Kinoti. Kinoti is a PhD, he's not just a priest. Father Muturi will tell you priests are very clever people. There's a PhD. PhD ya kusomea si ati ya upewa na askofu, ya kusoma na ndio wewe uskabu. So mimi nitasema tu poleni sana mwiliki na familia. Nafikiri hatuna mengi ya kusema. I think time is not with us. God bless you. Mpige kura salama, tutarudi hapa tena wale watapiga kura, lakini mwilia wa kura tafadhali watu ambao wamesema apewe hizo kura.
Thank you very much. Kuri na mwakilishi aja kuri na ule represent the governor na utumende aja tafadhali. Chief of Staff briefly. Na kuna mtu kwenda kuita outside county kwa tulalia briefly. Karibu sana mkubwa.
Thank you very much our MC. Unibeta wa Haron Kanavi, the Chief Officer and PS, wa Legal Affairs, Public Service Management and Administration, kile dirikali ya His Excellency Ngavana Colleta Murungi. Kanda te policy yakwa na se family yakwa, kile family ya Colleta na kile antu bonde ba area no to boto kironi mam. Secondly, I want to bring my condolences kumakili gavana wetu His Excellency Colleta Murungi na Deputy Governor, Chief of Staff ibara tumanete Igoro, Chief of Staff was here. Now since our mom passed on, we have been around almost every day. Nambu we have been very close to the family as a government through our director, Mr. Magiri, since our mother started healing. We have been together and he has been consulting us and we have been really close to the family. I want to thank the children for this lady. I think I've learned a lot from these people. It is important to take care of your parent. Ya kosi aliowengwa ukamenya muciari yako ciari uwe nkoto kuthwania manto monyu kana mutonyu nyabo za 20 kugo kura nyama ukora nyama kilo wa muikiria inyoti mana na yuasisa no ikete nyama uwe kesi yaku tena kwa ndo mwa pesa una 1000 shillings you want to give to your father or mother pelekea yeye shilingi 1000 hiyo yako your sister and brother wacha wapeleke zao. It's important because the way Magiri has been telling me about the mother, the sickness of the mother, agwa ananiambia hata kuna brothers and sisters ni yeye, na vile nimesikia the others, it is just they were taking care of the mother separately without thinking of the other children. It's very important. This lady has left a great legacy, and a legacy that has really touched each one of us who are here, a legacy that has touched kila mtu kwa serikali. Hata kama ni county government, unasikia kila mtu alikuwa ametumana hapa, governor, deputy governor, watu wote, na kila watu kutoka Nairobi, diaspora, wherever, kila mtu ameguswa because of the legacy that this lady has left. Legacy through the people she has been friendly to, legacy through the children she has brought up, the kids she has educated, she has inspired. Anawaambia you will be great people, ukathongoka ya mkele mara ukakara kenda na bathoma na bali biashara poya na pendelea poya. And that's why we have this great 9 people from this lady. Now wametugusa, kila mtu amegusika, kila mtu ameguswa na huyu mama through the children. And I want to say this, legacy sio manyumba na legacy sio magari. Take care of the inheritance of these things. Jenga manyumba ni sawa sawa, do everything ni sawa sawa, lakini utaachia nani? So take care of the children so that they will take care of what you are looking for.
Now, ikwenda ifuatana nikwenda kuli na mtu mmoja wa kulingana na kwa watu watingire karani program ya chiche kidogo na wandi ujumbe no to the city akethanie alafu wengine wote tukenda tuna time ya kwalia madaktari na baba kuona baada ya Yesu asifiwe. Tukumie ni Yesu Kristo. Ndiberia ni utwere kuletete wega roi kuletete na tuthutiwe wega aibwa kiri mwathani no ntuko gutwakanya gaka turia kuringiria mami wetu ibwa kiringa ino ntuko gutukiria twinderukirwa na agwa ituri ko batumbire gukira na bendete gukira nyabongo batindira tutindite bamubukira bende hospitali bangi batukire blue, not that we are better than them. Tigwa bale ya nkuruki yetu indike oke mwathani ya tuona watu na ndo tulinjeje Magiri nikenda tuija kulingeria mami wetu. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Amen. Kili familia Magiri amendeo itongere twindagashia wigu kuona mbere yaja na ali bawe na bajuju kile achobole bakoleta bonde barabo mite mujwa na ale wetu na ale na ntura yije na kanisa kaire bi ya Katoliki ile tongere tuene parish priest wetu mutwiri na father bau bangi tu na father wetu mujwa njwe bonde bale aja kinya mugeni wetu kinywale aja. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Amen. Ya kwa irambirambi ende irambirambi celebrations, because I thank God for giving us a mother from the year 1934 mwankana arwa ukamitana 1934 mwankana arwa, it's about 87 years 88 years no kaji gututaga batue gututirereria kinya that 88 and above. So we thank God for that life, knowing very well that kule mwekuru witaga shibitali etete kwa wakana eta kana kakana gonka nyina twika tena ko atera ana utona yau
Kwa hiyo neno tumurungu na tuwete mami atukulia to wakinyamu. Let's thank God for that. Na mwigwe family Magiri we appreciate God for giving your mother a long life. Ombo bukulia na kwa kinyamu kinyete. Untandi na nyama ingeja kuga au bona ndejira nchireri na makuvika my brother in law. Mutano mno mwekuru okwa. Lakini ndaigwa kulingana na ora ndeje kuleta ala beta baba. I'm bound to come. Kinyedra nkenya mbere bukwana ndajambikire yuwaki. Muchungo gwa better late than never. Ndira yaje goro. Twalia na director gundi na barabangi turala bunyumba. Nanda mweleza circumstances siria ndi ndamwira nchumye bitende nkeya. Nandi no tunte kwenda kwalia mono kulingana na situation yekali. Ambu yake mami mwathani amwika alekaga aberubawe. Tugwetekaneria? Muntu wa Mulungu amutharimite muno. Biblia twirite ngakutharima wone ana bana bai na none te ana bana bawe. Sasa bo kiyo kitharimo kinene. Na mwiri bigagwa na mutule tutongere twira mwiri yukujaga moyo muchoki. Kireo kiri Mulungu. Na ndimo yo choketa kireo kiri Mungu. That's what matters. Tikaginga bwira kanisa kwe kabasi kange biwa kiwa ngoro ya mundu ira nderu niyo kanitha wa mwathani itherukaga maime moyo ngoro muntu ire niyo kanisa yae kwa weta kanisa ni independent na ala ni pastor weta kanisa ni mutwiri na ala ni father weta kanisa ni ungi na ala ongari watu ikote menyera nkoro eku atungu weta okaya ukadithia te kwa menyera nkoro yae wethro in peace na ntwara bangi ya umami arakari amami maikasenya ya gulinjeo na ala koraije mukuru wita liungu deriti liungu spora Leticia kwa mawira agurwa njetu inaiba mawira ara kwa mawira ule wije ndio njetu kiumo kuna ndimi ya Baroto Connections na haja tuli ndio mami umite my mother wengwa bitamendeo ntomagiti mtu wetu na ndi na kibedo na kokimantu kiuga mwana no ethe nai na ndio niketha tena kithakara kwene gwako bakite na haja mwiri kitutigana muno ngito wagwaka na cheria ni agaruka ya thongoma muno ntukuye winyare tubaye yai kana gotigi tu ko chabera na buri kuya munda ko magiri na ndio webati uni ndo mwa baraba uga gotegu iko karo na ndio umpejira una ndaja ninja katuge tuikuromba ndene njenye makiji ituroi uketha kwena premature death tukura ngurukia umami akuri kana teu tukaromba tukauwa baumara gochoa bagachoka njara inderi mwathani abonekana ira na bagita ntukuwe barara baichoke bogani urangina ta kuya barombera ngai abathiuruka ire na tharike mutana wawe Yesu Kristo bakiumara na bagichoka bakono thuku na bagwani ni bakurebwa ndene je tuwe Yesu na mwathani akora.
Thank you very much. Asanteni sana, asanteni sana. Ligereni aliyepo bonde mpita fadhali. Bonde baligereni mpita bonde. Kwega auto akinyanande ni in case alia para bonde bali kumali ato ambili in case watu bakuru mduralia na atera kugwiria. We do apologize. No to family kugito muito bonde. Edre aliwa kugwirwa. Na ni tukinya mwisho. Tukija mwisho tena kunekana the church that is Mrs. Potwiri na wane kerefanga na uninga peja mbona kerekaire na tukikira mawa Mrs. Potwiri daira we kano ora kinya msema kano maingi from Nisuru mkubwa huyo ndio tumtambua wapi? Alio mkono. Yes, kama mwingi kuja hapa tu uonekana. Tukikuja Isiolo ndio tuende hapo vizuri. Wewe kama mwingi na akubukeje huko na tubana. Kuma Isiolo na ala. Muge lige disiawe. Asante sana. Now Mrs. Mutwiri please. Mrs. Mutwiri. Yes. Mrs. Mutwiri ugo yukema ikiye wanada kudidia nego sanitizer. Walio nekere father. Uni niu urote ndero batumanda tukorona ya doni bingi. Asante sana.
Kiri abateri betu bonde family ya Magiri yonde antu babonde bare aja nakinya baba tumbere gukinya indi bena wendu wa gukinya tukumia ni Yesu Kristo mwathani no mwega magita jonde mariitwa bitagwata nasi igokiwa Mutwiri kirunga magira kanisa mberema mbuga kuringana na ndwaria icio nde ciarua mbuga mantu ja mami ja kwarua na ningwitikia no jombe jite kwaria kwa mbere mbuga tegera kire Eulogy yawe kiambereria kana penji ya mbere ibukona riria ambageria njewe bari na Mr. Magiri wategera ngingo yawe abe na Eulogy ibukona ngingo yawe very good ni Rothario uri ngingo yawe mami ndamumenyere 1978 ndi musiere na kuringana na mami uria atwiraga twinyweri prayer house muntu ni naho twambiririe muno aragiria antu baethi baria bagurirua kana bagurenerua akabonereria uria muntu abaterie gukaranja jaura buigwa Eulogy yawe yaririria muno uria baterie kumenyera mukuru waku uria baterie kumenyera ana baku kubarera bwega kubeka batina ruko riu niyo yari testimony yawe kiri antu babethi bonde. Number 2 kiri ari nakio ni mathithia jake yao enda gutethia antu baba kwenda gutethio muno ojaura twaigua na arua ari no rombi bwa kurigaria no rombi bwa number 1 bwari urombi bwa Rothario kiri nyweri nuntu ari mutongeria ari chiari ndi wa ekuru na mbere na 1970 utari na swa kwari na usa kwou ari chiari ndi wa usa nyweri na kinya tweta mkobo parish nuntu ni na otwari ari vice chair ndi nara nyweri kwou manto jamani it is self-explanatory. Mantone ja kurita ngobia kanisa jawe jari practical. Ingoririkana kuja gitene primary twathithia ngoge ya aciari watari muciari ende kuringana na uria ndagutethia eja gututetheria kwenja gitene na primary kuthithia skulu ndo yari ikiambageria kwa manto ja mami jari practical not theological. Manto ja maromba oja uria bwaigua mami negwa kariu bwokuigwa kinya kanisene newe alingaga nguja kanisa bathi agitega alitari akona kitamba kibete bui agakejukia twathiria misa ageta agakiura na akathithia akalinga basi bwega kwou katubaterie kujukia example ya mami mtu akaithurira kuma kiambiriria ukethagira uri kanisene magita jonde tukwirwa ni baba ingi utegekaro kingi number 1 ni kanisene utegerete murungu magita jonde wona thina wona mawega ugeta murungu yake na mantu jau jonde jaku jageta swa tukumia ni Yesu Kristo mami na mame bwega na tukamwithira ari kenero bwega father
Aya announcement bele tukiria father ijere 1 no ntubwa report ya muciari ukumora cia ana bogire kenda gutikeje kuthwa kuri muntu uri kiathone gia kureta na minithi ikurugia nja na ikuthinji bwega na ti ng'ombe imwe kwita ni 2 plus na jino tuko babwe ko ukagita uma iyo bene nyangiri kutaka minute kila kitu iko hapo ko ukagita mundu umaja boya gutigira nto ng'ombe jire boya gutigira nto ibyo byombe tafadhali ukale au ukiri. That is one. Two, known to war COVID protocols. Uguona father jukia augatuite haya bagwe bwinde tigana bawe tukubwa rutha ukagita umau ari karo au ara tugeta ntwa kai sasa ugo kare thiguru au tukamenya utinere maitu to kwa rutha ukega nyanjanji ari au batikethanga guo mukatha tumira umira ni nyomuringiria njara kare au na abo bangi bakare au ndi kwa tugeta ara tubakuina ko tugeta ara twinde ba kai kenda tuli mu tjira jangi arafu antubona nabo bene irio tugikinya kuma nera twende buririe cafeteria ira twaja ira na tukwenda ntupana pa Nairobi nyeto tugere tukabeta ntupana Nairobi kura ntupana bakwenda gushoka bakatumira aja priest ipo bageta kwa Edward no bagasincheria bese na visitors book wabange atwara bakwite na Edward na barabage bakara nyabe no bakara bwindo kagitore irio bitirombe kura ngangi torali birio bya rombe ko nje irio bikaba bikabanga kwa Edward tebiene ukaja kweli akao uipigira pete ego gendera birombe sawa.
Kuna wengine wa Ngong unajua alikuwa kwa tugeto na nini haya fadha kutoka Ngong ndio naitwa fadha kutoka Ngong naitwa fadha John Rangi Mboga kutoka parokia ya St. Joseph the Waka na Regi Ngare. Tulikaa na Edward na familia yake kwa miaka 5.5 kule Mata Rongai kwa sababu nilimfahamu mama. Poleni sana, Mwenyezi Mungu awafariji.
Baba ningira mpe fadha wetu kwa kwa appreciate.
Haya.
Tukumia Yesu Kristo. Na mbeta wa Father Moses Muriera kuma Timau. Na toida non tupa loseri ni dere secretary wetu wa kanisa ya Timau. Ikieto miuko toida babati lipo bada tutigire to ainga kunde.
Thank you very much. Appreciate.
Mungu ni mwema. Naitwa Padre Franklin Mutwiri kutoka Timau Parish. Thank you.
Pigieni makofi Timau.
Ndero angalia mbeta for the Kenya JP Antwere nguvu ira nkuru beragaire bi ni mweri yana for the mcheli sabari ndero angalia ni utuntu turomane ndio au kuona ngano na kalinde nguvu
kwa hapa sande pigia makofi
kwa dika Mike. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Kwa majina ni Father Michael Joe. Bumite munjwa kingoge na mbwenjeru ya hembu ni kunje aleri. Bechire goko ni unto kwa ya narea na nwayo ya dinari watene kinyagia na kaire bi nini beta groni chapu ni kugo nteombekia ukirotheri bakina gira mwekuru uria wachukwene mwathani. Bwega.
Asante sana.
Brother Kim, Kinoti. God is good. Beta Father Kinoti Kiduri, beta Nguge Mary University, and I'm sorry, Bitererwe, and I've arrived at the University in Ukuri na prayer day, and it took long. Na mbeje tena to have been working in Kariene, it's part of my parish still. Na this is my home, this is my mother. Na mwenyere mother primary school. Akija kulindia visiting. Akija kuliongera Edward. Tukarea nyoni Ocean Green. Rea mwana Sonja. I was some years behind the time as a little boy. But mom has done great work. Thank you. God bless you. Ito mwada munenke na ukara Kenya. Thank you.
God is good all the time. For the Kimali sailors working in Colleta Parish.
Asante sana mafanya twathira kutharima mwire aja thaiji tukitana tugatonge wi Father Kinoti nituragaite ngwira tukathithia. So Father, you will continue. Thank you. Turungame ni twinde. Tulikane ni bado tuwe kanisani tafadhali. Hatujamaliza, tuko karibu sasa. Tuteketie Mulungu tukurikia kuromba turi amwe ni untu gwa Colleta Wanja na nane tugukinya igita ria kumwira yete bwega kuri kwithikira riria gukwathukanwa no ende nikuborerwa ni wirigiro ati ntuku imwe tukona Colleta kairi na tukenere uchore bwetu nawe kinya kethira kiuthano giki gikathukana na kwithikira ndene yake yao kia Mulungu igacamanya kairi amwe ndene ya kwigirwa kukugwirwa kwa ikenero ko gatuboranirie ni na witikio ndene ya Kristo turirikana chia kugawa wakiao natuweka Mukristo ujo wetu Colleta turi na wirigiro gwa mate ari amwe na bara bonde bakuite ndene ya Kristo akari ukaniria na wentu ko ya mudia nito gucokeria nkatho ni untu bwa idari mobilia wanenkere Colleta uturo ne bobo idari mobibi ni rwano rwa wega bwaku na gwatenero ya dure ndene ya Kristo mwathani wakiao tugarukire no thikire maromba jetu rugurira mu gutungati ujo mpingiro cia ikenero na utethie twi tutigi tuboranirie na mathithia ja witikio mwankariria twito tugacemania ndene ya Kristo kana tukethora turi na hogwe na mwale wa baba ujo wetu Colleta twaromba bou na njira ya Kristo mwathani wetu na wigano rekeni turingirie mu Kristo ujo wetu mwanka ntware akanogoka
Tila family bobo ngiba kalende tafadhali sisi ile yani ngaibu
wow siku
tukwite na ukuri bwa Kristo mwathani aromothaga na metheni ya na ba Mulungu kuwikenero uri na wiro wa uturo bwa Kenya katumutetheria na maromba turombeni. Mwathani Yesu Kristo na njira ya ntukwire ithatu wakarire mbirene ni waetheria mbirira cionthe cia baria bagitikagia indure ona kinya kethira ni mbiri yao ni mamaga muthetune bali na witikio ati otagwe kinya bo bakariuka kairi nenkera mukristo jo mami wetu Colleta ino karia wiganu mbirire neje mwanka tukwire we irioka na uturo ukamuriukia ukumione bwaku mwathani Yesu mutethie one weru bwake ao giaku unene kuria uturaga Kenya na Kenya.
Baba wetu uri iguru
rĩĩtwa rĩaku rĩrokũmwa wene bwaku bũroeja wendi bwaku bũithagua thĩ ũrabũthithagua igũrũ naro irio vyetu
birarigatuma na matuko jonthe no turekere mawĩria jetu ya ũrĩa tũrekagĩra batwĩtie ũgatikia magerione na ũtweherie ũthũku-inĩ ũcio.
Mũgũkeithia Maria
ngũkethia Maria mũnjũre nĩ kũbua mwathani arĩ nawe wo ũrĩ mũtharime kĩraka bonthe na Yesu ĩcerandakire tharime kembunyo Mũrungu ũtũrombere tweia na ndĩ na kagita ũko getu acia
ni onto Mulungu mwene nya gwita mukristo jo wetu mami wetu Colleta kuma uturo bubweta kiriwe tureka mwiri jo ya muthetune kuria yaumire Kristo niwe wari wa mbere kuriuka kuma kiriaku na nitwijia ati akariuke miri yetu mikui ikareta jo awe ukumione tureka mukristo jo wetu njarene cia mwathani Mulungu aromothaga na wiganone bwawe na ariuke mwiri jo awe ntuko ya muthia twaromba yao gitonera Kristo mwathani wetu.
Asia.
Anituelekee.
Tukindika una ndia tukora bacoke mwiri na kaire cija kui na leo ndo first kwaya
Bwana Yesu ingawa usiku ingawa mchana tembea na Bwana Yesu.
muntoreka na uri muthetu na ugacoka muthethune no mwathani agakuriukia ntuko ya muthia tura na thiri ere ara mutana ara mwethekere aroma family ya mbere
Mungu kuendelea kidogo. Haya. Tulikaniseme Father iko kwenda tayari. Padri Yohana Mudara Milukiro. Ya koro ana bariku. Parete Yohana ya koro. Ila tango na kui. Ya koro dikurio. Tafadhali. Yana space kidogo, ndio toe miradi nyuma kidogo. Ana pawe. Bomba yekera leo. Ana kubeki. Para barrio can representar. Au nyuma ya mrabao. Pila yuga na family. Ninguém perdeu não vai fazer isso. Tudo não. Isso. Isso. Agora vem agora a primeira dos big five. E veja aqui. Vai o time para final. Fica agora bem fácil. Yes, boy, buy on a fast. Then we got those five. Very fast. And the two. Yes, wake up. Wake up. Good. Sorry? Yes, family members, Papa Tanelu. In-laws, Ponde. Para Ponde. Para Ponde. The position in there. Yes. Wangi betere kidogo. Betere kidogo kwa mbele kidogo.
Tugetereta na wirigiro munene kuja kwa unene wa Mungu gaturombe twinde amwe irobarira Kristo aturitanire baba wetu uri iguru itore kwiro kumwa wa kuroesha Mungu wa kuroesha ndarabugira kwa iguru na hali yetu watike magerione turombeni. Mwathani Murungu magita jonthe nuthikagira maromba yetu na kiao tukuthithia maromba ya mathiko ya Mukristo uyu Colleta na nande ni tukuria na winyia umunenkere tuirire thure riria uthuranirite ni untu bwa thure baku bonthe twaromba una njira Kristo mwathani wetu ito mwathani munenkere okara Kenya na Kenya yana oke na wega ito mwathani munenkere okara Kenya na Kenya yana oke na wega ito mwathani munenkere okara Kenya na Kenya yana oke na wega Murungu mwene nyaro gutharima ithe mutana na moyo mukembu. Ite ni bwega maromba misa na mathiko ya mami wetu Colleta ya kuthira.
Nditora ithe ya mutana na moyo mukembu. Mwathani tweka thietu no tugwa ngwira twitomere kunadwa tutongeretie tukoma mathura migambo mega muno ya gwaka mioyo yetu anaitwa kurio tutharime no tharime yetu tukuria thaiji bikire mire yetu nya tumutungatira nkuruki imagora Mwathani tukuromba njane masis utuchuke kora tumbere turithiria na nyumira jombika tukatha na tukugia nkuruki na jere Kristo Mwathani wetu nditora ithe
Tafadhali, haki gani keje niaja? Tafadhali, watu